Por ahí es que se oye el feedback. Bien, ya está grabando. La pregunta de siempre, ¿alguien tiene alguna duda? ¿Algo que quiera revisar? Fabián.
Pues solo presentarme, es mi primera vez que entro a esta clase. Ya tenía días queriendo entrar, pero no había sido posible por mi itinerario de trabajo, pero finalmente pude ingresar. Mi nombre es Fabián Montoya y soy nuevo en la universidad. A ver cómo nos va por aquí. De inglés, pues a ver cómo nos va. Yo he practicado por varios años, pero esto es diferente a nivel profesional.
Muy bien, excelente. Cualquier duda que tengas, con confianza me puedes preguntar en cualquier momento. También hay varios compañeros que están siempre dispuestos a ayudar. Bien, entonces, no hay dudas, no hay preguntas, algo que quieran checar. Mm,
Sí me gustaría ver sobre la aplicación Duolingo, no sé cómo manejar eso o no la he encontrado.
Nada más tienes que, bueno, depende de donde la quieras descargar, la puedes hacer desde la computadora o en tu teléfono. Nada más si tienes Android o iPhone, nada más pones Duolingo y te va a salir la aplicación. Y ya nada más empiezas a trabajar con ella, ya no hay que poner código ni nada, solamente das de alta tu cuenta. Puede ser personal, puede ser el correo institucional, el que prefieras, y ya. Si ya no hay así como complicaciones con eso, ya nada más es descargarla y empezar a trabajar. Si ya tienes cierto nivel de inglés, a lo mejor puede ser no tan práctico Duolingo. Sí, o sea, yo siento que ya un nivel B2, por ejemplo, ya Duolingo no ayuda mucho, salvo para tal vez vocabulario, pero sí, de cualquier forma, si hay dudas con eso, dime. Bien, bueno, vamos a empezar. Como les decía la clase pasada, porque también había varios alumnos nuevos el martes, si les hablo en inglés, de repente no entienden algo, levanten la mano, pregúntenme, escríbanlo en el chat, lo que prefieran, pero no se queden con la duda para que puedan participar en lo que estábamos haciendo. Bien, lo que se me ocurrió para hoy, ya saben que siempre los temas nos llevan a varias cosas, pero bien, me cambio a inglés. I was thinking today, maybe you're not aware, if you don't like metal music, probably you don't know this, but today a former guitar player for the band Mastodon died in a motorcycle accident. And I was thinking, I got a chance to see them live like twice, I think, twice, three times maybe. I like the band, not my favorite, but it was only he was 51 years old, and he passed away in this very bad accident, and that got me thinking about all the musicians that at some point I like their bands, their music, even I admire the way they play. I don't know, and I'm going to give you a question here. Not only with musicians, with in general, if you have the chance to ask one question to a famous person, or maybe not famous person, a deceased person, a person who passed away, one question, what would it be? Si alguien no me entendió, lo que les dije es así súper resumido. Hoy en la mañana me enteré que un músico de una banda que me gustaba murió en un accidente de motocicletas, tenía 51 años, vi a la banda dos, tres veces, y me quedé pensando en los músicos que han muerto, que me han gustado, que me han influenciado, que he admirado su música, y me llevó a esta pregunta, que ahora va a ser para ustedes, ¿no? Si pudieran hacerle una pregunta a alguien que ya hubiera fallecido, vivo, no, perdón, muerto, obviamente, pero no necesariamente que sea famoso. A ver si no se va la luz. Si oyeron ese trueno, fue muy cerca de acá. ¿Qué le preguntarían? Puede ser, les digo, de preferencia alguien famoso, para que todos lo conozcamos. Igual si alguien le quiere preguntar algo a un tío, ¿dónde escondiste tu oro? Estaría bien. Rafael. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . Rafael?
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, for me would have to be Janis Joplin. I don't listen to music in English, but I I like her, and she was wild, so I would have definitely asked her out if I had the chance.
That would be the question. Would you like to go out? Something else you would like to ask her?
It had to be hard for her, because back in the day, it was mainly guys, Jimi Hendrix, I don't know, Neil Young, bunch of other singers, and she had to, like, come up and perform. And was she high, during her performance? Because she looked, good, but crazy good, during, her performances and stuff. So I would definitely ask her if she was sober during those times, during the shows.
That would be a very good question. I think that Jim Morrison would be a good person to ask the same question. How do you feel when you were in those shows? Were you sober? That could be interesting. Very good. Excellent, Rafael. Thank you. Fabian,
Did it work? Was your life a good experience? Was it worth it?
sorry, who would you ask that?
Was it worth
No,
the
a quién se lo preguntarías?
maybe John Lennon?
And let's do like this. Let's play with this scenario. You would ask John Lennon, "Was your life worth living?" And what would you say if the answer is a plain yes? It's a, what would you do? It's a good answer. Nevertheless, I suppose that you would like to have some more information or go deeper into the answer. But if say yes, it was good. I don't know. The idea of this exercise is precisely like phrasing a question in such a way that you could get a more specific answer. If you ask me if I die today, if you ask me if my life was worth living, I probably would answer I don't know, because I don't know what else could I have lived. That would be my answer, for example. Okay, very good, excellent, Fabian. Raúl.
Yes, teacher. What, 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 what were your reflection now after the publication of your book Urbaning, Planning, and the Thing?
¿A quién le preguntarías esto, Raúl?
Vicaliendo and sí, energy es de urbanismo y planificación propia, de arquitectura.
Okay, very specific. Okay, can you write your question in the chat?
Yes, yes, teacher.
Very good, excellent. José Armando.
Um, what I would what I would you like to have done with your life if were you aren't artist, and what it feel like to talk with a horse?
Who are you asking this?
Ozzy Osbourne.
You're well, when when he was high and he was talking with a horse. Yeah, I remember that story. In the end, the horse tell him to fuck off. I remember that story. It's very very funny. Hmm. I think if I had the chance to ask Ozzy a question, It could be wild. I think it will apply the same thing that Rafael. Maybe the answer would be, were you sober while you were doing this? Interesting. Very good, Jose Armando. Very good question. Maria.
Okay, I think this one is for a specific artist, but I think is uh, but maybe I don't like to ask if they're still at some point where we are in this space.
Okay, Maria, you lost me a little bit in the question. First, who would you ask you this?
No for a specific artist. Quise decir que si pasaran como a otro espacio podrían estar o podrían ver como este mismo lugar, como que estar en el mismo plano.
Okay, it's like more like a metaphysic question. Okay, that could be interesting. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bien, ¿alguien más? Hay muchos aquí todavía. Raúl.
Yes. How do you integrate architecture and topography into philosophy, uh, fam- farm, farming?
Okay, yeah, that's like a good question, but would it be your question, your one question to someone who's already dead? Okay, lo que le estaba diciendo Raúl, o sea, para los que no me han entendido esto, es una buena pregunta, pero ¿realmente sería esa la única pregunta que le harías a alguien que ya está muerto? Yo sé, o sea, no se los decía en broma, ¿no? A lo mejor hablan con su tío y le dicen, ¿dónde escondiste tu oro? Esa sería mi pregunta para un tío, ¿no? Pero piensen que es una sola pregunta. Yo siento que esa pregunta, por ejemplo, Raúl, la podrías sacar de, no sé, si escribió algún libro o si alguna presentación, congresos, no sé, sería como más sencillo. Algo que solo es una pregunta nada más. Esa, la que dijo José Armando que la experiencia de Ozzy cuando estaba totalmente volado y estaba hablando con un caballo, eso sería como más interesante en cuestión de la respuesta que te pueden dar. Miguel Ángel.
Yes, it is if I had the I had seen Michael Jackson living, I question him if does you like your life or you hate it.
I think it's more or less the same thing that Fabian was saying. Uh, what would you say? What would you do if Michael Jackson says, "I loved my life"? It's a very short answer, and obviously, who is going to say that I hate my life? Especially if you're on an interview, you're not going to say that. You're going to be to go deeper into um, these answers. Think about that. It's a good question, but maybe you can rephrase it to obtain a more specific answer. That's what I would do. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Luz.
Hi, good night, everybody. Um, if I understand very well the activity, the question that I asked is maybe is it true that when you die, you see your entire life timeline? And the second question, if I ask, is that is it true that when you die, you see your past life that you had before? That's the two questions I asked.
And who would you ask this?
Anybody?
No,
That is
well,
it.
Okay, I get it. But the idea is like someone famous, and a specific question. You were more on the metaphysic aspect of dying, and I don't know if that's the case with you, but let me tell you, when you are close to death, you don't see your whole life pass before your eyes. I
Uh,
I was in a very bad motorcycle accident. I was not injured, but it was very bad. I flew, and I only see like this white light, and suddenly I was standing in the middle of the street, and no flashbacks, no nothing. I was just like, what happened? And probably I don't know. I have not I have not died yet, but could be
well, it's because maybe that one is I have some very good story about somebody that was died and resuscitate in that kind of things, and he said in that occasion that he saw the same light like you, but he saw the entire life and almost finished the timeline, but that is when he wake up, so I only have that experience for somebody, but I want to know if that is true, because in your case I understand that you was living, you have air and everything, but this person died literally and was resuscitated. So I is the question that and the other one is that for the other past life that you have is something like, how do you say, Buddhismo, something like that.
Buddhism.
Buddhism. So it's one of the things that is interesting, because when you born with some I don't want to say some personality, some character, something that you never know, but you know that you bring it. So that is more the question. So anybody, I say maybe some artist, but maybe I think that that is for me, it's more to know that it's true that happened this.
And what would you do if the answer is yes? You see your whole life pass before your eyes.
Actually, I know that the answer is more yes than no, because there are a lot of books that I was read years ago. So I know that there are people that has um, I don't know how to say that he never swim, and he don't like to swim or something. He think that he's gonna die with the water. And with some psychoanalytic person that was a doctor say that is the past life that you die. So it's between there are some proof and there are not some proof. So that is a question that I do for somebody.
I think that there's no proof of that past life, but nevertheless, it could be interesting. I have an irrational fear of water, like thalassophobia, and someone once told me that it was because probably I drowned in my past life, and I had these dreams like being in an old ship, wooden ship, like 17th, 16th century. I don't know, maybe it makes sense, or maybe it's me wishing it has sense. If you like, there's one doctor that I follow on TikTok. His name is Dr. Manuel Sanz, and he talks a lot about this, about the death experience, both from the psychological and the physical aspect. It's very interesting. Mario, la pregunta era si pudieran hacerle una pregunta a alguien que ya murió, alguien famoso, cantante, no sé, algo así. ¿Qué pregunta sería? ¿Y alguien más había levantado la mano? Creo que sí, yo creo que no.
Uh, well, between somebody else. Actually, there was a doctor, there is a psychiatric, is Brian Weiss, that he writes a lot of books. That one of the most famous books is Many Lives, Many Masters, and it's something like that that you say.
Honestly, I don't think I don't think I believe in that. Until now, I don't, but I have no proof to go in favor or against this. Very good. Me dolió la partida de hoy. ¿Qué le preguntarías, Mario? Bien, ¿alguien más? De los... Alexander, adelante.
I have a question. A ver, is if you could give advice to a younger version of yourself, what would you say? Yeah, this question is for Chester from Linkin Park.
That would be very interesting. Do you believe that he didn't kill himself? That this was part of a plot against these accusations about child abuse and things like that? Because they say that Chester Bennington, the same way than this guy from Soundgarden, I forgot his name, Chris Cornell, that they knew something about these child abuse cases from very, very elite members of the US world. And that's why they died. Eventually, they were killed, not suicide. That could be a very good question. And I think that Chester Bennington lived a short but meaningful life. Think about that if you want to add something, Alexander. José Armando.
What was his mind area when trying create to free energy for the world? Is quest for Nikola Tesla.
Very good, José Armando. Can you type your question in the chat, please?
The question is, what was his mind when? I'm sorry. What was his mind idea when trying to create free energy for the world?
Sí, exacto, sí te entendí. Pero la puedes escribir en el chat, porque esa pregunta es buena. Me gustaría usarla para otra cosa. Muy bien, José Armando. Bernice.
Hi, teacher. What days would you have to people in the future to avoid the same my text than will might in your time? Today's question is for my cousin who recently passed away.
Ok, ¿puedes escribirla también, Bernice, por favor, en el chat?
Sí,
Muy
claro.
bien. Gracias. Erika.
Hi, I will ask to Martin Luther, what does your time with God look like?
Your time with God?
His time with God, yeah.
O sea, ¿cómo fue su...
Martin.
Sí, Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
¿Cómo fue su tiempo con Dios?
No. Martin Luther.
Lutero, Martín Lutero.
Yeah.
¿Y cómo fue su tiempo con Dios? ¿Es lo que le preguntarías?
Like, how look like his time with God, like daily? Like how many times spent with God, reading, praying, or in community? I think he was an incredible believer, so I would love to know that more intimate part of his devotional life.
Okay, very good. Good question. What advice would you give to people in the future to avoid the same mistakes that were made in your time? Very good. Okay, Berenice. Good question. Bien. Ya no hay más. Mario. Cristian. No te veo.
Hello. I will ask Paul McCartney how they really dead in the scratch or on the murder.
So you are saying that you support this theory that it's a double. It's not the real Paul McCartney, right?
No, it is William Campbell, actually.
Sorry, what?
William Campbell,
Oh.
the Paul actually Paul.
That would be a very good question. The answer would be crazy too. Very good, excellent.
Thank you.
Armando, no sé, supongo que fue el corrector, pero puso hisopo, pero no sé qué querías decir ahí. Joey Paul both died on the phone about the Paul died for drugs and was found it. No one knows what happened to him. Mario, you are talking about Paul Gray and Joey Jordison from Slipknot? Yes, you are. I said it.
Yes.
But the causes of Joey Jordison death are clear. He was sick. So it's not like a mystery, but yes, he passed at a very young age. Okay. Well, not that young, but well, nevertheless. Bien. Denme un segundo para que podamos hacer. No, ya sí, vamos a hacer esto más dinámico para ustedes. Denme un segundo. Ok, díganme nombres de personas famosas. Pueden levantar la mano, pueden decirlos, pueden escribirlos. Vamos a ver. Denme un segundo nada más para que pueda irlos escribiendo. María.
David Harrison.
Who, sorry?
David Harrison.
Bill Harrison? I think I don't know him. Can you write it, please?
Freddie Mercury, teacher. Good evening.
Mercury. Ajá. ¿Quién más había levantado la mano? Raúl.
John Ruskin, profe.
Igual lo puedes escribir, pero no lo conozco. John Wayne. A ver, espérame. Frida Kahlo. David Garrison. John Wayne. Elvis. Leslie. Dua Lipa. A ver. ¿Quién me falta? Frida Kahlo, Jim Morrison, Miley Cyrus. Pero que ya hayan muerto, para seguir con esta idea. Kahlo, Miley, Jim Morrison.
Michael Jackson, profe.
Ok.
Cobain.
Muchos músicos de los 90s.
Diana de Gales. La princesa Diana.
Richie Valens.
Selena Gómez.
Selena Gómez no se ha muerto.
Viva.
Selena Quintanilla, tal vez. A ver,
Me equivoqué de apellido, profe. Sí, cierto.
Vamos, Selena es buena. Entonces, ya con estas. Amy Winehouse, Frank Sinatra. Amy Winehouse se repitió. Winehouse, Frank Sinatra. Y.
Chester.
Frank Kafka.
No, bueno, esta Conste, ustedes lo están escogiendo. Selena Quintanilla y
Chester.
Chester Bennington.
Ujú.
Ya con esto ya son bastantes.
Bob Marley, profe.
¿Quién? ¿Bob Marley?
Sí, profe, yes.
Vamos a poner a Bob Marley también.
Un presidente, Henry Kissinger.
Mario Benedetti.
No, espera, ya son muchos, pero Henry Kissinger puede ser interesante. Kissinger. Bien. Toma una captura de esto, por favor. Ya cuando lo tengan. Bien. Vamos a seguir con la idea. Bueno, les explico rápido. Esta idea de que hagan una pregunta fue para que piensen en cómo formular una pregunta a manera de entrevista para obtener una respuesta. ¿Sí? Como reporteros, normalmente buscan una respuesta específica, pero no siempre pueden preguntarlo abiertamente. ¿Sí? Por eso les decía que formularan una pregunta que fuera una respuesta pues, como más compleja, ¿no? Entonces, ¿qué? 3 preguntas. Vamos a ver quién es el más original. Bueno, ¿qué equipo es el más original con esto? Vamos a ver. Número de la suerte aquí. Van a escoger de esta lista a alguien y le van a hacer, bueno, en equipo van a formular 3 preguntas. Obviamente sin respuesta, pero si es posible, sí me gustaría que me dijeran qué es lo que quieren obtener de esas preguntas. ¿Quedó claro? Ahí está, solo ya saben si en sus... Perdón,
Can you
Gladys.
repeat, teacher?
Sí. Van a escoger a alguien de esta lista, ¿ok? Se van a poner de acuerdo en su equipo y van a formular 3 preguntas, ¿sí? Lo que les decía es que si es posible me digan qué quieren obtener de esa pregunta. Esto puede ser medio engañoso, pero la idea es que no sean preguntas así tan básicas. Piensen un poquito las preguntas para obtener una respuesta específica o saber algo específico. ¿Sí quedó claro? ¿Ya? Gladys, Luz.
Yes,
Sí,
thank you, teacher.
gracias.
Ok, ya saben, si en su sesión nadie habla o no se conecta a alguien, se regresan a la llamada principal para que los mande a otra sesión. Fíjense en qué sesión está. ¿En qué sesión están? Porque luego los tengo que buscar y nos tardamos más. ¿Listo? Bueno, ahí está la lista, la voy a dejar, pero listo. Cualquier duda, aquí estoy. Dime, María.
I'm ready for my questions.
¿No te fuiste a la sesión separada?
Sí,
¿Y ya
pero
terminaron?
sí, como que los hicimos separados y colgaron.
Ok. Bueno, entonces ahorita que regresen, que termine el tiempo de las sesiones, tú empiezas, ¿va?
Thank you, teacher.
Muy bien, creo que ya regresaron todos. María, adelante.
Thank you. My question is about the Prince Diana. Um, the first question is, what will be the last thing you will have to told your children? The second is, what was your instinct to travel alone and learn of such an accident? And the third is, what do you think made you so unique for other persons?
Very good. I especially like the question about her sons. Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Mm, Yesen, adelante.
Profe, somos el segundo grupo. Con Verónica Orjuela y la otra compañera ahí me recuerda el nombre, ahí se me olvidó. Y entonces escogimos al Bob Marley y las tres preguntas, pues a mí me tocará leer. Dice, how him did you did you go in your Katie? Within you decided to enter the world of music. Y how you achieve some music fame without thinking about money. Y ahí con la ayuda suya, profe, a ver.
Ok, ¿las puedes escribir en el chat, por favor? Para corregirte un par de palabras, ¿va? Muy bien. Bob Marley, how to ok, bueno, ya las puso ahí Edgar, pero me gustaría ver cómo las escribieron. Luz. Te oyes muy lejos, Luz.
Amy Whitehouse. So we choose that one. So the question is how to transform pain into music is one of the questions. The second is why you didn't ask for help to solve two emotional problems. And the third question is, would you have preferred to dedicate yourself to something other than music? And I was in my team with Zarate Gutierrez y Rosales Gutierrez. Everybody in my team is Gutierrez, actually. So we
They're
are
all-
primos lejanos.
I don't recall you saying who you were going to ask this, but I'm assuming it's Amy Winehouse.
It's Amy Winehouse.
Okay. I don't know. Did you see her movie? Well, the movie about her life.
No, but I some stories and something about her.
Okay,
But
yeah.
it's good. The movie is very good to if I watch it in this weekend. Do you recommend?
Yeah, it's good, but I have a very, very big problem with this situation about Amy Winehouse and the public in general, saying that the one guilty, the one to blame actually about her condition was her boyfriend. And I don't like that idea because she made her own choices. But watch the movie and we can talk about this next class because it's a good movie.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Luz. Excellent. Rafael.
¿Sabes por qué sonaba muy lejos, Luz? Porque está hasta Georgia. Por eso.
I'm so sorry, Rafael. Here is so nice. It's good to see you, Rafael. How are you?
Good. How you doing? So
I'm very good.
great. We were
Go
session
ahead. Go
one.
ahead.
So thank you for your permission. We were session one. Berenice wrote the question. I'm just supposed to read it. And I have a question on my own. And we picked out Frida Kahlo. So Berenice's question and everybody in the team agreed to the same question. So I'm just going to read it. She wrote, how and why you, Frida Kahlo, transform your body, your image, and your personal experiences into a visual language that transcended art, politics, and feminism, challenging the stereotypes of her time or of your time and creating a legacy that inspire universally. Not, it wasn't like, I think it was she probably wrote it in Spanish and then she ran it through the translator because it kind of makes very little sense. But I would ask myself, how did you, such a smart woman, end up with an ugly guy like Diego Rivera? That would have been my question, more than anything.
Rafael, did you watch the movie about her life with Salma Hayek?
All I remember is Salma Hayek. I don't remember much of the movie.
Yeah, because Diego Rivera is Alfred Molina. Well, the character is portrayed by Alfred Molina. And I think that he is like a huge improvement from the real face of Diego Rivera. He was not just ugly. I think he was unpleasant.
Well, when
And
I said ugly, I meant it as a person, because he was not a good person. I think looks are not everything. He was not an attractive guy for sure. But when I said ugly, it was more in the line of being just a bad person to her, because everything that happened between them two, and she was always there, at least on the movie.
and in real life too, they have like these escapades, both. But yeah, I'm not a very big fan of Frida Kahlo, being honest. But I think that one thing that it's incredible about her work is the way she portrayed the things happening in her life into her paintings. That's something that very few artists can do. But yeah, that's both are very good questions, and I agree with you. The first have to be a little bit rephrased, maybe because maybe the translator did a bad job because it's not that easy to understand. Very good, excellent. How and why did Frida Kahlo transform her body, her image, and personal experiences into a visual language that transcended art, politics, and feminism, challenging stereotypes of a time and creating a legacy that spans universally? Muy bien. Sí, sí. Ahí está mucho más claro, Berenice. Excelente. ¿Alguien más? ¿Una última? Cristian y luego Fabián.
Okay. In an interview, I will ask Hitler the following. One, Adolf, which part of Europe did you escape to? Second, who did you get to see South America? Three, where did you live in Argentina or Chile? And where did you hide your treasure? Eso.
Yes, I agree with that. I think that he lived in Argentina. Yeah, I don't think that he really
And in
killed.
Colombia too, teacher.
Sorry?
In Colombia too. In Colombia too. He
Yeah.
lived.
You know, one funny thing about this is that in history, when we take a deep look at this situation, not the official history, but the things that could be more possible because there are some evidence, it's amazing how a lot of Jews try to emigrate from Europe to the United States, and they were not received there, so they have to travel down to Argentina. And in the end, a lot of Nazi criminals, war criminals, ended up in Argentina. So it's weird.
And Chile too.
Yeah, Chile too, yes.
¿Cómo se llama?
That's something. It's curious to say the least.
Lo trasladan en submarino entre Chile y Argentina.
That's interesting. If you have some more information about that, I would like to hear that next class, because I really love those history mysteries that are very, very interesting. Very good. Excellent, Christian.
Thank you.
Fabián, adelante.
I was waiting for my team to see if any one of them would make the questions, but I didn't see their hands. So we choose John Wayne. That was a Western actor in the 60s, 70s. So what we decided to ask is how did he decide to be an actor first? And how did he decide to buy a ranch in Mexico to be filming movies there? And also, how much did it take? How much trouble he had to go through to be here filming movies? Also, which movies did he like or enjoy more filming? And why did he, at the end, decided to go back to the States and just leave the ranch? And it was a very big ranch, over 3,000 hectares. And he just left it because he didn't finish paying it. So he moved back to the States after filming tens of movies there, lots of movies, Western movies.
Very good questions. I think John Wayne was the ultimate cowboy. He
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, he sold the basis for the all westerns, even spaghetti westerns, and that's interesting. At first, I believe that you were talking about John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer. No, okay, very good, excellent, very good, Fabián. Bien, ya voy a dejar de compartir esto. Disculpen por pasarme como siempre. Bien, vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. Ya saben, si tienen alguna duda o algo, tomen capturas de pantalla, escríbanlas. No se queden con esas dudas, ¿sí? Siempre les digo, nunca me hacen caso, pero no me voy a cansar. Dime, Fabián.
Descargué Duolingo, aquí la aplicación, y bajó en alemán y ahora no la... Estoy tratando de traducir para programarla de español a inglés, pero está en alemán.
Vete a donde está el engrane, ahí seguramente viene el idioma. Es fácil de cambiar.
Ok, perfecto.
Rafael.
Me voy a tomar mi tiempito, pero va a quedar bien. Thank you.
A mí me hubiera gustado preguntarle a John Wayne, how was he able to buy in Mexico when you can't buy if you're a U.S. citizen and you try to buy in Mexico? I thought it was impossible. You can only lease it to like 100 years and then maybe another lease. But as far as I knew, the American citizens couldn't buy land in Mexico if they were not Mexicans.
There's a way, not that legal, but there's a way. Actually, a lot of foreign people are. That's a topic for another time. But in Cancun, Playa del Carmen, all that zones, they are doing that. It's illegal, but they manage to. And I don't know why John Wayne would choose to buy a ranch in Mexico, because he was not very fond of Mexicans. At least in some interviews that I've seen, he is not that open to. Well, he didn't like Mexicans. I don't know. Fernanda. Sí, María Fernanda, adelante. Creo que ya no. Bueno. Sí, entonces, cuídense mucho, descansen. Ah, no, perdón. Ya la vi. How high did you think you go in your career? Why did you decide to join the world of music, or start in the world of music? How did you achieve so much fame without thinking about money? Eso está bien. Sí, yo lo cambiaría, pero ¿cómo está formulada la pregunta de how high did you think you would go in your career? A menos que quieran preguntar qué tanto hubieras, qué tan alto hubieras llegado en tu carrera. Es más o menos lo que entiendo ahí. ¿Va?
No, me será más como que si alcanzó a llegar a lo que tenía planeado en su carrera.
Yo diría entonces, do you think that you achieved everything that you were planning to do in your career? Do you think if you achieved? ¿Piensas que lograste todo lo que querías en tu carrera? Así es como yo lo pondría. ¿No? Bien. Bueno, ahora sí, si no hay más dudas, nos vemos el martes. Que tengan excelente fin de semana. Descansen, cuídense mucho.
Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Buenas noches, gracias.